What does it take to change the course of history? It takes more than just power. It takes courage, vision, and an unbreakable connection with the people. Today, we are diving deep into the lives of three American presidents who, faced with unimaginable crises, didn't just lead the nation, they reshaped its very soul. From the ashes of civil war to the depths of economic despair and the brink of nuclear annihilation, this is the story of Abraham Lincoln, Franklin D. Roosevelt, and John F. Kennedy. Let's begin in the 1860s, a time when the United States was tearing itself apart. The Civil War was a brutal, bloody conflict that pitted brother against brother. Into this chaos stepped Abraham Lincoln, a man of humble beginnings from a log cabin in Kentucky. His rise to the presidency was nothing short of remarkable, but the weight of his office was immense. He was leading a nation at war with itself. The pressure was constant, the casualties were staggering, and the personal toll on Lincoln was visible on his weary face. But within this immense burden, Lincoln found a moral clarity that would define his presidency. His struggle to issue the Emancipation Proclamation was a monumental political battle, but it was also a profound moral one. It wasn't just a war tactic, it was a promise of freedom. Then, in just 272 words at Gettysburg, he delivered a speech that would forever redefine the purpose of America. He spoke of a new birth of freedom and a government of the people, by the people, for the people. Lincoln's leadership didn't just win a war, it saved the Union and gave it a new, more inclusive meaning. His ultimate sacrifice cemented his legacy as the great unifier, the man who held the nation together when it was closest to falling apart. Fast forward 70 years. America is once again on its knees. But this time the enemy isn't a foreign army or a domestic rebellion. It's an invisible force, the Great Depression. Banks were failing, farms were turning to dust, and millions were unemployed. Hope was a currency in short supply. This was the world Franklin D. Roosevelt inherited. FDR was no stranger to adversity. His personal battle with polio, which left him unable to walk without assistance, forged in him a deep empathy and an iron will. He understood suffering, and he was determined to fight for those who felt forgotten. His answer was the New Deal, a series of bold, experimental programs designed to get America working again. The Civilian Conservation Corps put young men to work planting trees and building parks. The Tennessee Valley Authority brought electricity and jobs to one of the poorest regions in the country. But FDR's greatest innovation might have been his use of technology. Through his fireside chats, he used the radio to speak directly to families in their living rooms. His calm, reassuring voice cut through the despair, explaining his policies and restoring a sense of shared purpose. He made people feel heard and cared for. When the world was plunged into World War II, this same steady hand guided America through another global crisis. FDR's legacy is a profound one. He fundamentally redefined the role of government, proving it could be a force for good in people's lives, and, in doing so, he restored hope to a hopeless generation. Just 2 decades later, a new kind of fear gripped the world. The Cold War was at its peak. The threat of nuclear war was a daily reality, and a new generation felt the weight of an uncertain future. This was the moment for John F. Kennedy. Young, charismatic, and full of energy, JFK embodied a new spirit of optimism. He called it the New Frontier. His presidency felt like a new chapter, a time of glamour and purpose often referred to as Camelot. But beneath the surface, the danger was real. The Cuban Missile Crisis brought the world to the absolute brink of nuclear war. For 13 terrifying days, Kennedy and his team navigated a high-stakes standoff with the Soviet Union. His calm, decisive leadership averted a catastrophe that would have changed humanity forever. But JFK's vision wasn't just about avoiding disaster, it was about building a better world. He inspired a generation to serve with his famous words, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." This led to the creation of the Peace Corps, sending young Americans around the globe to help others. And then there was the moon. The space race against the Soviet Union wasn't just a competition, it was a grand, unifying adventure. Kennedy's bold declaration that America would put a man on the moon before the decade was out captured the nation's imagination. It was a powerful symbol of what humanity could achieve when it aimed for the stars. Though his time was cut tragically short, Kennedy's legacy endures as a powerful call to action, an inspiration for progress, and a reminder of the power of public service. So what connects these three leaders? Lincoln preserved the nation and gave it a new birth of freedom. Roosevelt rebuilt it from economic collapse and gave its people a new sense of security. Kennedy challenged it to reach for the stars and serve a cause greater than itself. Each president, in his own time, faced a crisis that threatened to undo America. And each one, through their unique leadership, not only navigated the storm but left the nation stronger and more hopeful than they found it. Their legacies are not just in history books. They're in the unity we strive for, the social safety nets that protect us, and the spirit of innovation that drives us forward. They show us that in our darkest hours, leadership is not about power, but about purpose. It's about calling on the best within us to build a more perfect union. What will our generation's challenge be, and who will rise to meet it? Thanks for watching. If you found this journey through history inspiring, please like, subscribe, and share.